Hello Patriots colony, welcome to Taiji and Qigong. My name's Stan Rockwell. Start off getting your posture, our balance, and our breathing. You set your foundation up. Foundation is going to be that invisible line around the outsides of your feet. Everything inside that rectangle is going to be a foundation, and we want to stay centered over it, or at least keep our center over it at all times. Feet are about shoulder width apart, as parallel as you can get them. But remember, for this 70% rule, it's whatever you're 70% capable of at this moment. So you ease into things. Try to get yourself as firmly connected to the earth as you can. And you have acupressure points in the center of each forefoot called bubbling wells. You can visualize an energetic connection there, just sealing you to the earth. If they flatten your feet out too much and your knees bow in, you just raise your arches up so your knees are pointed in the same direction as your toes. Once you're firmly connected downwards, you connect yourself upwards. Have an acupressure point at the crown of your head, crown chakra in yoga by way in Taiji and Qigong. A line attached there, an energetic connection there, pulls you straight up, makes you taller, stretches you upward, stacks your vertebrae on top of each other. Gives your spine a bit of a J shape as it tucks your tailbone in a little bit, drops and moves your hips back a little bit, flattens out your stomach and your lower back. But if that causes you issues, just relax into whatever feels best for you. Tops of your shoulders are parallel to the floor, so they just relax down the center line. As that line pulls you up, it lifts the back of your head, tucks your chin in a little bit, maybe even moves your head back a bit. So your head becomes nice and balanced on your shoulders, imaginary line across your eyes and ears parallel to the floor. So your head's not tilted in any direction, and you can check yourself out in the mirror and make sure your head's not left or right. And you can even get somebody to look at you from the side and see if your head's tilted forward, or maybe even back, but typically people's heads are tilted forwards. But a big part of balance is having your head nice and balanced on your shoulders. If you were to drop a line from that byway, it should go straight down through the center of your body, through the perineum, hit the floor, equally distant from each ankle roughly. And just relax down into it and just breathe. You breathe in through your nose, down to your diaphragm. As you breathe in, you feel an expansion about hip level all the way around. On the exhale, you pull the pelvic floor up to move as much air out as you can, so that on the next inhale, you bring in more air. And remember, there's a 70% rule for breathing too. You don't have to inhale as deeply as you can. Stay comfortable with it. Touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. If you exhale through your nose, you just leave it there. If you exhale through your mouth, you release the tongue and just sigh. With that sound, you let whatever tension is inside, whatever tightness is inside, just flow out and away from you. And relax. If you feel any tightness anywhere in your body, just kind of notice it without any judgment. If you can, you just breathe into it. Let it soften. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. Do our usual. Let your arms come up with your palms facing. Right shoulder high. Turn your hands. You press in as you do. It's like you're pushing your head back just a little bit. Turn your hands and press out. Feel those arms extend outwards. Hands come down. You tuck your chin just a bit. Feeling some stretch in your neck. Inhale up. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale. One more. Back to the center. Next one for your neck, your arms come up. One hand drops down, palm faces towards the floor, other arm folds over, palm faces towards your forehead. You want to keep palm and forehead lined up. Moving just your head and your arm as you turn to that side, 70% of your range of motion. Come back to the center. Lower hand comes up. It's an exhale off to the side. And an inhale to the center. For your shoulders, shoulder rolls. Remember, if you have rotator cuff issues, just rotate your arms so your palms are facing behind you and circle your elbows. Otherwise, first it's rolling your shoulders forward and then reverse. Next one for your shoulders, your arms float up. First the palms face down and then fold over and then press down. It's an inhale and an exhale. For your back, hold the ball. Forehand rotates up, presses up, upper hand presses down. It's an exhale out and an inhale in. Back to the center, still holding the ball. Next one for your back is the twist from side to side again, keeping in your comfort zone. Everything from the hips down stays still, so you're turning like that. I got this hand on top, my right. If you're mirroring me, it's your left. But you go to whichever side the top hand is until you get just as far as the hip. Then you turn the hands, keeping the palms facing. Go to the other side. You can synchronize your breathing so you're inhaling in one direction and exhaling in the other. For your hips, hands go to one side. Shift your weight to the foot on that side. Now this is my foundation. There's no weight in this foot. Up and back. Exhale and inhale. And you don't have to step very far. Just however far is comfortable for you. Next one, your feet are going to go forwards and back, so shift your weight over. Hands go back just a little bit to counterbalance, but your body stays perpendicular over your weighted leg, same as your arms go forward, foot goes back. And same thing on the other side. And for your knees, toes are pointed towards the corner, a little space between your heels, fists at your hips. Shift your weight into one foot, rotate that foot so the toe's forward, your foot goes forward with where your toe was, and you punch for the opposite side and back. And you had a bath not too long before we started, and both she and Leo are a little bit restless. And she was actually pretty good with her bath today. Next one for your knees, you step up into a forward bow stance. Get that nice stretch as you punch and come back. Sometimes I give myself a neck adjustment. I just heard it pop, so it's probably my the one that gives me the best stretch out of all of these, because it can stretch everything. Remember that principle of sung? When you come out, you just let all the joints expand outwards, but again, stay in your comfort zone. But you can even visualize it. There's times, remember, when we do the expansion and contraction on the hands with the inhale and the exhale. As you do that, you're moving the synovial fluid in the joints. So it's a nice way to limber things up without having to work too hard with it. For your ankles, shift your weight over, and first it's a heel and toe. Same thing on the other side. And then outside and inside the foot touch the same spot. Same thing on the other side. And you just kind of shake everything. There's some Qigong teachers, they have you do this for 5 or 10 minutes and have you bring your hands up and down. Their goal is to get all the energy and all the blood flowing, all the nerve impulses and lymph flowing. Let's do a little Tai Chi swing. Just shift your weight from side to side and let your arm swing from one side to the other. You're just very relaxed when you're doing this. It's like your hands are tether balls attached directly to your spine. And you can visualize water, nice warm salty water, same temperature and salinity as your body, flowing from one side to the other, cleaning every cell. And then for the drumming, it's tapping just inside your shoulder and that hollow point. If you run your finger down your collarbone, it's an acupressure point on the lung meridian, and then the base of the rib cage, and then inguinal crease just inside the hip. In Tai Chi lingo, it's your qua. And then lower dantian, 3 finger widths or so below your belly button. And just back to the swing. Just come back to center and just relax. Bring your hands up so you're holding a really giant balance ball. Upper hand keeps your head stable. Lower hand takes your hip out to the side. Just loosen up the lower back a little. Back to the center. We've been working on a Sun style form that was developed for pain management basically, but it also is helpful with COPD, and they've done some clinical studies with and other health issues. I'm going to turn around. Since we've been working on this for a while, hopefully you've been doing some deliberate practice. Deliberate practice means really focusing on the movements. It's the difference between just going through the movements like that and focusing on your posture, your balance and breathing, and just letting your arms float up and paying attention to how they're moving. So, let's do it all the way up to where we were last time. We were in the second part of the third section, so we're almost through the whole thing. And actually, you know just about every movement there is in this because there are duplicate moves. So get yourself in the beginning position, the Wuji stance, where everything is equally balanced. There's no yin-yang yet. And you begin with your arms floating up with your palms facing. Elbows lay the way as your fingertips trail down, knees bend a little bit, shift your weight right, hands come in, rotate that left forefoot, step up, hands rise up. They reach out as you step up with the right foot, feet shoulder width apart, open, close, weight shift left, a little step to the right corner, shift your weight, arms extend, palms out, Separate your palms, left hand goes all the way across in your eyes, follow that hand for a single whip. Wave hands, right hand takes in the right foot, looking towards the left corner, right hand palm down, left hand palm out, then step about the width of your foot, shift your weight to the right. Open and close. In the second part of the first section, shift your weight right, a little step to the left. Shift your weight, depart that curtain in a single whip, eyes look to the right. Weight goes right, left hand takes the left foot into shoulder width and step. Back to the center for open and close, and that's the entire first section. Second section, first part begins shifting your weight right, adjusting your left foot. Right hand's going to be palm down, left hand palm up, shift your weight left, T-step, right hand takes her in the right foot, presses it down, shift your weight, brush knee push, step back, play the lute or the peepaw, adjust your hand, step up to parry, and punch. Relax your hands, palm down, step back, and then step up to push. Rotate to the front. Open, close. Second part of the second section, shift your weight left, adjust your right foot, right hand palm up, left hand palm down, left foot T-step, up to the left hand takes the left foot around, presses it down, shift your weight, follow step, brush knee. Step back, play the lute. Adjust your hands, step up to parry, palms cross, parry, palms cross, punch. Left arm folds over, right arm punches over the top, little follow step with the right foot. Open your hands, you step back, push, back to the front, open, close. First part of the third section starts just like the second, brush knee push. Left hand takes your pulse on your right wrist, right hand goes palm up. You step back, hands come in towards your waist, right foot comes in, toe down, hands rise up. Hands are about level with your throat. Step up, reach out, follow step, drop back, front toes up, toes and fingers point towards the side, toes come back to the center, hand comes back to your shoulder, push, or leisurely tie robes or lazily tie coat, open, close. Then lateral step for single whip. Right hand keeps going, comes down, and adjusts that right foot. Weight goes right, looking towards the left in the lowering movement or trinity stance. Right hand becomes a fist, left foot plants, left elbow drops a little bit, right fist comes across for fist under elbow with a follow step. Step towards the front with your right foot. As you shift your weight, you adjust it to 45 degrees towards the back. Hands come up for a brush knee push, but it's called repulse monkey. Going to the back. Drop the left heel. Left hand goes palm up, lifts the left toes, weight's right, turning on that left heel. However far is comfortable for you, then you shift your weight left, right hand takes the right foot around, presses down, push, follow step. Left heel down, right hand palm up, lifts the right toes and adjusts the right foot as the left hand drops. Weight goes right, left hand takes out the left foot, brush knee, leisurely tie coat to the left and back, push to the front, open, close. Then we started the third section, second part, brush knee to the left, because we just did this. Leisurely tie coat. Open, close. The next movement you already know, it's that lateral step single whip, and we do it shifting to the right and then looking back to the left. This time your left hand sweeps down like an airplane coming in for landing, making a steep bank, adjusting that left foot to 45, facing towards the right. You shift your weight back, So you wind up looking through your index finger and your thumb for the mouth of the tiger on your right hand. Basically like this. Like this. Toes down in the front. Because the next thing you do is just that hand, arm towards you, drop the elbow a little bit, make a fist. A little follow step with fist under elbow. Let's start at the second part of the third section. We'll do open, close, brush knee to the left, leisurely tie coat, taking your paws, hands come in, rise up. Back to the front for open, close, shift your weight left, and then step towards the right. Single whip, lowering movement, fist under elbow. Let's do that a couple more times. Open, close, brush knee, leisurely tie coat or lazily tie robes. Open and close. Lateral single whip. Lowering movement. Fist under elbow. Let's do the whole third section up to there. Get a lot of practice with that first section. It's Tai Chi classes, a lot of times you learn the first part really well because you practice it so many times, and the latter parts not so much. In some classes I've done where it's a short form, I spend the first half going through the whole thing from beginning to end, and the second half from end to beginning. That actually works pretty well. So, starting at the beginning of section 3, open, close, brush knee push to the right, lazily tying robes. Open and close. Lateral step for single whip. And the lowering movement. Fist under elbow. Step back. Repulse the monkey. Brush knee push to the back. Then the same thing to the front. Brush knee to the left. Leisurely tie coat. Second part of the third section, open and close, brush knee to the left, leisurely tie coat, open, close, lateral single whip, lowering movement, fist under elbow. One of the things I want to emphasize when you're doing the, and we mentioned it before, but just as a reminder, when we're doing the repulse monkey, you step back and you brush. You want to be sure the back foot doesn't go, if you have your foot's perpendicular to a line, you don't want the back foot to go beyond that, because it comes way up here, and I drop the heel and shift back. When I turn, I'm going to step on my toes. Now, if you modified this, And I've had a few people in class because of hips really couldn't do this. So what they ended up doing was just stepping back and turning and maybe putting a little extra step in there. That's okay. In that case, it doesn't matter if your foot comes way up here because you're going to lead with it on the next one anyway. So again, adapt it to what works best for you. There's some teachers that are really rigid, but I think that kind of misses the point of the whole thing, that softness overcomes hardness and flexibility overcomes rigidity. Again, the important parts of the principles: maintaining your balance, being over that foundation with your center somewhere over it. Even when you're in a step like this, your center, you've still got the outlines around your feet and your center is still over that foundation. Most of my weight's up here, so that center would be right below the perineum, which would be right in there somewhere versus back here. Because your body's going to be straight. We're going to stay straight in all these things. We're not going to be leaning in any of them. Third section one more time, then we'll do the whole thing. Open, close, brush knee push to the right, leisurely tie coat, up, back, push to the front, open, close, lateral single whip, lowering movement, fist under elbow, step back to repulse the monkey or brush knee push to the back, to the front, brush knee to the left, leisurely tie coat, up, back, push to the front, open, close. Second part of the third section, brush knee to the left, leisurely tie coat, up, back, push, back to the front, open, close, lateral single whip into lowering movement, fist under elbow. Of course, next time it's going to be repulse monkey to the back, into the front, brush knee to the right, one last leisurely tie coat, so you're almost at the end of this thing, up, back, push, and then when you come back to the front, feet are back in a V, open and close, and that's the whole thing. So we're making good progress. We'll do the whole thing through one time, up to where we covered today. Just get everything nice and relaxed and centered. And begin. Open and close. Single whip to the right, eyes look to the left, wave hands like clouds to the right. Open and close, second part, first section, single whip, eyes look right, wave hands look to the left. Open and close. First part, second section, brush knee push to the right. Play the lute or the peepaw. Step up to parry and punch. Parallel closing. Push the mountain. Open. Close. Second part. Second section, brush knee left. Play the loop. Parry, parry, punch. Parallel closing. Push the mountain. Open, close. First part, third section, brush knee, right side. Usually tie coat. Open, close, lateral single whip, lowering movement, fist under elbow, step back, repulse monkey. Repulse monkey to the front, or brush knee push. Brush knee to the left, usually tie coat. Remember, if you're going north, south, or front and back, it's repulse monkey, left, right, it's brush knee. Open, close. Second part, third section, brush knee left. Leisurely tie coat. Open, close. Lateral single whip, lowering movement. Fist under elbow. Come back to center. Just come up on your toes. Tighten everything up. Gently. Don't hurt yourself. Just relax. Let all the tense flow out of you. Breathe out. This actually comes from an old progressive muscle relaxation I learned decades ago in a psychology class, where you tense muscles up. When you do that, all the neurons fire, and eventually they run out of transmitters, so they have to relax. But it teaches your body the difference between tenseness and relaxation, so it's an inhale and an exhale. We'll do one more. A little bit of balance. Bring your foot up, drop your hand on your thigh, loosen up your leg muscles a little bit. If you're working on balance, you can hold it for a bit. You need to keep your forefoot or your toe on the floor. That's okay. Just get centered, nice and relaxed. Inhale on the way up. And exhale on the way down, sinking your chi. Last one. Thanks for joining me. Stay safe, healthy, and well. And until next time, be sure to practice. You can check the website for videos. There's one just on this form. It's williamsburgtaiji.com or findingdao.com. And there's a listing of the movements on there as well. Don't know how important it is. Some people, they'll sit down and they'll memorize the movements first and then learn the form. I've typically just learned the physical movements and try to learn the actual names later. Because sometimes the same movement can have multiple names, or multiple movements can have the same name. So sometimes if we get too caught up in the labels, sometimes we forget the essence of the form, and that's what's the important thing here. So, take care, and Annie's calmed down and fallen asleep, and Leo's headed off somewhere, so now they're calm. See you next time. Bye-bye.